Namaste Bitya, myself JVN Neha Saini. Here I am going to tell you about the general anatomy of skeletal system. This is the outline of the chapter. It includes the introduction of the skeletal system, types of bones on the basis of shape, then types of bones on the basis of development. Then we have types of skeletal system on the basis of region and types on the basis of structure. So in the introduction, the bone is the 1/3 connective tissue forming the main supporting framework of the body. The inorganic calcium salts make it hard and rigid. Osteology is the branch of science which deals with the study of bones. The functions of bones are support, protection and movement. They give shape to the body, supports the body weight, protects the sensitive parts of the body. Then also they have the power of bone cell formation. The red bone marrow found in the connective tissue of certain bones is the site of bone cell production. Then inorganic salt storage. They function as storage depot for many of the body needs. For example, calcium, potassium and sodium. Now the parts of skeletal system, it includes the bones, joints, cartilages and the ligaments. It is divided into two parts, the axial and the appendicular skeleton. Adult skeleton has 206 bones. The two basic types of osseous tissues found in the bone is compact bone, which is dense and looks smooth. It is homogeneous. Then the spongy bone. It is small needle-like pieces of bone. Many open spaces are found in this. Then the classification of bones on the basis of shape. On the basis of shape, we have 6 types of bones: long, short, flat, irregular, pneumatic and sesamoid. First, the long bone. These bones typically have elongated shaft and 2 expanded ends, one on either side of the shaft. The shaft is known as diaphysis and the end are known as epiphysis. For example, humerus, femur, etc. Then short bones. These are short in posture and can be of any shape. Example, the carpal and the tarsal bones. These are depicted in the images. Flat bones. These bones are flat in appearance, hence they are named as flat bones. Example are scapula, ribs, sternum, etc. Then irregular bones. These are completely irregular in shape. Example, vertebrae, hip bone and the bones in the base of the skull. Pneumatic bones. The characteristic difference is the presence of large air spaces in these bones, which make them light in weight and thus they form the major portion of the skull. Example, sphenoid, ethmoid, maxilla. Sesamoid, these are in the form of nodules embedded in the tendons and the joint capsules. Example, patella, pisiform and the fibula. Then on the basis of development, we have 3 types of bones: membranous, cartilaginous and membranocartilaginous bones. First, we have membranous bones. These bones ossify in the membrane from mesenchymal condensations, and the example is the bones of the vault of the skull and the facial bones. Then cartilaginous bones. These ossify in cartilage and thus derive from preformed cartilaginous models. Example, the thoracic cage. Then we have the bones, the membranocartilaginous bones. They ossify partly in membrane and partly in cartilage. Example, clavicle, mandible and the temporal bone. Then the third classification is based on the basis of region. So on the basis of region, we have 2 types of skeleton, axial and appendicular skeleton. The bones of axial skeleton, these are situated in the central part of the human body. Example, bones of the vault of the skull, thoracic cage and the vertebral column. Then bones of appendicular skeleton. These bones form the skeleton which consist of the bones of the appendages like arms and the leg and the girdles like shoulder and the pelvic girdle that connect them to the axial skeleton. Example, bones of the limbs and the girdles of the limbs. Then on the basis of structure, we have classified bones. First, we have the macroscopic approach. Macroscopic approach contains the compact bone, which is dense in texture. It is depicted in the diagram. Example, it is found in the cortex of the long bone. And B is the cancellous or spongy bone. It is the part of the bone where there is more empty spaces and less bone tissue. Example, the inner part of the long bone. So here we can see the microscopic diagram. So on the microscopic approach, we have the following types of bones. First is the fibrous. These are more fibers in them. That is why they are named as fibrous bones, and they are also known as immature bones. They are only found in the fetus and sutures of the skull. Then we have the lamellar bones. Most of the mature bones of the human body, they are the lamellar, where compact or cancellous are composed of thin plates of bony tissue known as lamellae. Then we have woven bones. It lacks lamellar structure. It occurs initially in fetal bones. In adults, woven bone is created after fracture. Example, seen in fetal bone, fracture repair, and in cancer of bone. Then the fourth type is cementum and dentine. Cementum is the specialized calcified substance covering the root of the tooth. It hardens to act as adhesive glue. Dentine is one of the hard tissues of the teeth which constitutes most of its bulk. Example, it is found in teeth. Now these are the interesting facts we should know about the skeletal system. By the age of 25, the skeleton is completely hardened. And we have 206 bones which make up the human adult skeleton, 80 bones of the axial skeleton, and 126 bones forms the appendicular skeleton. The largest bone in the human body is the femur. Babies are born with about 300 bones. Almost a third of bones of babies eventually fuse together to form 206 bones skeleton of an adult. So this completes our topic, the skeletal system. Thank you.